other signals with the signal or with the, with the desired signal component that is of inadditive nature. So when we are considering these signals, then we are getting that xt is equal to st plus wt. That is the kind of things. And our match filter, what we have derived, the definition of the match filter or the transfer function of the match filter or the impulse response of the match filter, that definition was based on that if this is the condition of your received signal, that your received signal is composed of these two components. One is the desired component and another is the representation from the undesired broad group band of signals or the group of signals. Then somehow, whatever is the thing, we want to enhance this st with respect to the presence of the wt, and that was the definition of the match filter. So there we get the impulse response, which was nothing but time reverse delayed function. So if that kind of impulse response we can define or we can arrange at the input of the receiver, then we can make our signal free or we can make our signal dominating. We cannot make it free. Actually, we can make the ST dominating over the WT. So in that case, if we extract and then decode the signals, that will not be hampered because of the presence of the WT. So that is the kind of things. So now to get this kind of channels, actually rate of signal transmission is 2W per second. If you can transmit this kind of things, then you will be able to get rid of the problem of the eyesight. And there you have seen already that your PF means what was, if we can remember, PF is the double convolution, a double product of GF, HF and CF, isn't it? So that means the transmit filter, receive filter and channel filter. If we take the combined actions of all these filters, then that is actually counted under the PF. So somehow, if the joint actions of this PF, that can be just equal to the Nyquist rate, that means 2W symbols per second, which we can realize at the time of the extractions and the decoding, because you know that at the receiver, we do actually two steps. One is extraction, another was decoding. What is the role of the extraction? If a long chain of pulse is there, then for every individual interval, what is the every individual interval, to extract that things out of the whole chain, that is known as the extraction. And after extraction, to check the energy level for every t interval, that is the process of the decoding or the process of the weighing. Okay, so when we can do these things, and before the extraction, if your joint combination of PF provides the Nyquist criteria, then you can make your symbols or you can make your detection process that is free of eyesight or with minimal effect of the eyesight. Okay, so these are the two things. So now to get this kind of channels, actually, if we want to get this kind of channel, then physically just this realization is not possible, because you know for any kind of filter transfer function there should be a roll off. After the selection there should be one roll off, and if we restrict this roll off, either it may penetrate within the t duration, otherwise if we can consider an excess, then that will take the over bandwidth or the over time interval. That means instead of considering t, there it should take 2t duration. So if we take 2t duration, then we can do these things that for t duration the pass band will be there, and for this excess t we can allow this roll off, which is an feasible transfer function for any kind of practical circuits. So there we can do these things. So when the solution is coming in this way, that to get the Nyquist criteria or to achieve the Nyquist criteria, we need and kind of these things. So there the solution to remove the eyesight, what we have considered in terms of some excess bandwidth, at the exploitation of some excess bandwidth, because otherwise there is no chances to accommodate the roll off. Are you getting my point? We have to achieve this Nyquist criteria. And how much is your interval? Your interval is t. So that means you need a very sharp rectangular function or box-like function. So there you need a sharp cutoff out of this T interval. But this sharp cutoff is not feasible for the practical. For the practical case, what you have to consider, you have to consider the roll-off. Whatever is the roll-off, rate of roll-off, either it is a very fast roll-off or it is a very slow roll-off, but you have to allow this roll-off. And when you will allow this roll-off, either if you become very much restrict for this T duration, then your content will penetrate within this. So there the chances of thing is like this, isn't it? This otherwise you have to consider some excess time duration or excess band out of this T duration, so that within that positions or within that interval you can consider your roll off, or you can allow or you can accommodate your roll off. Okay, so that is the thing. So when this becomes the criteria, if we go for the first one, that means if we restrict our interval within this, and if we arrange PF in such a way so that roll-up of PF is also included within this T, then what is the problem? The problem is because someone asks you that what is the problem for this one? Here also you are within the capital T. The problem is that after the extraction, we do the process that is decoding. That means we check that how much energy level or how much energy content is there within these durations. So if we restrict the roll-off within the capital T duration, then it may cut the portions of the energy what your actual capital T contains. So there again are chances of, there again a probability of getting the misdetection, because as you are restricting your capital T duration, that means you are allowing your roll-off within the capital T. So obviously your passband duration that becomes much less in comparison to capital T. So obviously the energy content that will be something different. So actually what capital T contains, a portion of capital T will not show or will not reflect the total one. Okay, then what happens? Then obviously again the chances of that things that your decoding or comparison that will show you that your energy level is below the threshold, or it may be because of some randomness, it may exceed the level. So that means there is again a probability of the misdetection or probability of the wrong detection. So the thing of the idea what we will apply here, that instead of restricting the entire thing within the capital T, let us consider some excess time interval or some excess band. If we consider this is in terms of W, then the thing is like this. So out of the W band, consider some excess band so that we can accommodate our roll-off within that excess bandwidth. Okay, and this thing is known as the this is a kind of nuisance what we are doing, because ISI is the intersymbol interference, and this appears because of the channel broadening. And here we are doing this same broadening, or here we are doing the same excess consideration of the band. So this may appear that this is a kind of nuisance, that what the problem you are facing here, you are interpreting the same. The reason is that whatever the poisonous effect we are getting because of the broadening effect or because of the channel dispersion, we are applying the same kind of poison in a known effect. Because if we can form or if we can reconfigure our PF as per with the some excess bandwidth and with this W strictly pass bandwidth, then what the things? How much is the extension? What is your roll-off? What are the kind of things? All things are we are doing in a known fashion or in a known way. So when we will try to extract the things out of these entire things, and there our thing is, our focus is that consider every energy interval capital T. So obviously whatever the things we are processing or whatever the steps we are doing here for the excess consideration, that things will be withdrawn. And when these things will be withdrawn, it is expected that the broadening effect what channel has introduced automatically and what we are terming as the ISI effect, that thing will also be withdrawn with this withdrawn effect. Okay, and then your thing will be with the minimum effect of the ISI, and we can decode it properly or we can weight it properly. So this is the way that how do we tackle the ISI. And for this, there are different ways. So ways already I have told you the name. One is known as the some defined form, which is known as raised cosine form. So raised cosine form is a special form of the PF where we consider an passband W and an excess bandwidth consideration with some cosine factor, which actually accommodates the roll-off factor. And there the same idea is there, that actually we at the time of the transmission we are sending the things with broadening effect. So what are the all kind of broadenings that are included within this, and when we recover the things we get the full effect, or we enjoy the full benefits of the entire things. This may be the way, or another thing is, or the another way is that is known as the correlative level encoding, and this actually we have already started in the last class. Correlative level coding, where this is a kind of encryption process, and you know that we do encryption for the protection of the things, or the for the safety of the things. So here also we are doing this encryption for the safety of the ISI, or to encounter the ISI effect. So this is a method of the encryptions what we are doing, and with the same expectation that whatever the encryptions we are doing, that actually broadening the entire their transmissions, and when we withdraw the things, that means when we decrypt the things, all the broadening effects that will be decrypted, and the things will be free from the ISI or the kind of things. So now let us see that how we are doing these things. And this correlative level coding, this is also known as the dual binary encoding, as per the width or as per the scheme what we are using. So let it be follow that what we are doing here. Okay, so by the means of duo, you know that the double. So with the help of the dual binary encoding, actually we are doubling the transmission capacity. If you do not understand, you please raise your voice. Okay, and the thing is, if we consider the entire chain, if we can remember your previous total chain of the baseband pulse transmission, then that was the uncorrelated binary sequence. Why it is uncorrelated? Because what is the outcome of the source, the signal engineer cannot predict it, because that totally depends on the user's end or the user's use. So we actually call this is as the uncorrelated. That means what is the sequence of 1, 0, we cannot predict it. This is the total random outcome from the sources. So this is the uncorrelated sequence of binary symbols. And to give its electrical identity, we pass it across the pulse amplitude modulator. And after the pulse amplitude modulator, the signal takes, or actually this takes an electrical identity. And what is that electrical identity? You know very well. AK is equal to +1 if your BK is 1, -1 if your BK corresponds to 0. Okay. So based on BK is 1 or 0, actually you are giving the electrical identity kind of these things. Now, when you are adopting the dual binary encoding, then after the pulse amplitude modulator, you actually employ the encryption method. Okay. And what is that encryption method? That encryption method is a kind of mathematics or the kind of encryptions you are doing there. And that calculations you are doing in a known way to give some protection. And let us enjoy that what kind of protection this simple math can do. Okay. So first let me draw the block diagram of this method of encryption. So this is a summer line. What the thing is coming from actually directly from the AK. So that means after the pulse amplitude modulator, you are entering these things before the transmit filter, then you will feed it directly to the channel. And here the mathematics what we are considering, that is actually we are taking the sum of two lines. One is the direct, another is the delayed version. So what is the delay? the delay is just equal to the bit duration. So here, as per the bit duration, we are entering this is TB. So whatever the things T we are calling, that things here we are showing in terms of TB, and the kind of combinations here you are calling, that is in kind of plus. So this is the encryption, or this is the extra attachment what you are adopting when you are doing the do binary encoding. Let us consider this filter transfer function as h1 of f. After this, it is feeding to the Nyquist channel. Okay, so suppose an ideal channel is there, and the ideal channel, as it is ideal channel, so obviously the criteria is that transfer function of h will be equal to the Nyquist criteria, and already we have achieved the transfer function. So let us denote this h of f with the suffix ny. Then the receiver will be there, and you know that at the receiver actually two things are there. One is extraction, another is decoding. So for the decoding, the kind of threshold device is there, and then you are getting the detection of the pulses or detection of the symbols. Okay, and this is the schematic diagram for the do binary signal encoding. So to complete the things, you can complete this is in this way. This is your PAM, and this is your binary sequence. Okay, so just you complete the things for your own realization that this is a thing. And what we are doing by this do binary encoder, what we have shown in terms of this dotted block diagram, what we are getting. So let us write these outcomes in form of CK. Okay, so that means AK is entering into the do binary encoder, and after this math, very simple math, we are getting the outcomes in terms of the CK. And the thing is, let us write the math, what your block diagram is doing. CK is equal to AK, this is the sum of this AK and one delayed version. So one delayed version that can be shown as AK minus 1. Okay, because all the pulses are of uniform duration, whether it is 1 or 0, all are of TB duration. Let us declare that TB is the bit duration, both for 0 and 1s. And here the mathematics what we are doing, that CK is equal to AK plus AK minus 1. So what kind of math you were getting here? Your chances of AK is what you have obtained plus 1. Okay, so when we are doing the plus 1 and the minus 1 combination, then how many levels you can get here? What are the outcome? What are the possibilities of CK? Your AK is either plus 1 or minus 1, based on that your BK is 1 or 0. And the mathematics, what you are following here with this extra attachment in between the PAM and the ideal channel, that mathematics we are writing in form of CK, and CK is equal to simply AK plus AK minus 1. So can you say that what is the outcome of CK?
Ma'am, there are 4 possibilities.
4 possibilities? Please say, what are the 4 possibilities?
Ma'am, in one case, the AK will be 1 and the previous signal will be minus 1. And similarly, both can be minus 1.
Then 0.
Yes, ma'am. Then 0, 0, 1, 1 or 0.
In all the cases, how CK will be 1? Look at here. Look at here. See, what are the possibilities? The possibilities is either both of them plus 1, or both of them minus 1, or one is plus 1, another is minus 1. These are the possibilities. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the 3 levels. What are the 3 basic levels? The 3 basic levels for CK, what we are doing, that is 0, plus 2 and minus 2. So that means, what is the things we are doing here? Show the uncorrelated sequence, because your PAM circuit or your AK do not know that at what interval plus 1 or minus 1 will get repetition, or they will get the alternate, or they will get the change. But when we are doing this mathematics, or when we are doing it, entering this extra block inside this, then it is converted into 3-level outputs: +2, 0, -2. Okay, and for every unit impulse, that means for every pulse durations, actually we are doing the sum of the direct and the delayed version of these ones. So that's the things we are doing. And let us now see that because of this mathematics, because I am giving you that this thing is correlated, but till now you are not getting the full flavor of the things. You are till some confusion is in your mind that how you are calling this 0, +2 and -2, they are becomes correlated. So to get that effect, let us calculate the frequency transfer function or the impulse response of this entire thing, including this Daux binary coder. So just if we include the Daux binary coder and then write the things, then what is the transfer function? The transfer function we are writing this way: H1F. Let us write this whole one is H1F. So that is equal to how much? This whole into this H Nyquist F. So let us write this whole. So as this is the product of this H Nyquist F into this one, so let us write this simply: H with suffix Nyquist F into this one. What is the transfer function of this box? For this one, it is the direct path. So this is coming with the 1. For this one, this is the delayed path. And you know with TB delay, actually for delayed path, the transfer function we count in terms of exponential minus j2 pi f into the delay. So here for this delay, TB delay, what you will write? You will write exponential of minus j2 pi f TB. So what is the H1F? H1F is equal to nothing but H Nyquist F into direct plus H Nyquist F into the delayed version. So now we have to simplify this and have to check also that how this becomes correlated from the undefined, uncorrelated to correlated. So once it is correlated, then obviously the all kind of decryption that will take care of all the dispersive effect or all the broadening effect. So let us check this. And for this, we have to do some mathematics here. The mathematics is the simplification. So simplification need here kind of things. If you write this is in terms of 2 parts, then this can be written as exponential j pi f TB. This can be written as exponential minus j pi f TB. And as we are breaking in terms of 2, so if we write this is as outside, then this part and this part will cancel and give us 1. Okay. So that kind of simplification here we are doing. So this is nothing but a rearrangement of the whole sections. And after this, what you are getting, as you know, that the part which is under the bracket, if we consider this is divided by 2 and we adjust a 2 factor, then this function looks like a cos function. Okay, so this entire one can be written as H Nyquist F. For this one, we can write this as cos function. So cos of pi f TB into this exponential minus j pi f TB. And what you know, H Nyquist F for your ideal situation, H Nyquist F, that is equal to 1 when it is under the signaling level 1 by 2 TB. Okay, is equal to 0 otherwise. So as we are considering for the pulse duration or for the bit duration, then within that factor, this factor will be as treated as 1. So your H9, this becomes H1F. That means the joint applications of the Daux binary encoder along with your ideal channel, that becomes 2 into 1 cos of pi f TB into exponential minus j pi f TB. This is the kind of things what you are getting, and this thing is valid when your f is less than equal to 1 by 2 TB, otherwise this is not valid. Okay, and otherwise this is 0, because otherwise your H Nyquist step becomes 0. So 0 multiplied by anything, that becomes 0. So either this is the case or this is the case. Okay, and if we plot these kind of things, if we see that what is the overall response function, because by the addition of this do-binary encoder along with this idea channels, you are getting your confined, or you are getting your defined form of the things, kind of like these things, this mathematical form. And just if you plot this, then the thing is, this is a scale factor kind of things we can take care. This one is for the delayed versions or kind of shifting this information is giving us, and the function will follow the half cost cycle. Okay, so if you plot this within the design intervals, then it will look like this. Okay, this is your central, this is your 1 by 2 TB, this is your plus 1 by 2 TB. This is suppose your scale factor you are doing, this is normalization with respect to your peak value. So this one is 2. This is your frequency scale, as you are writing here 1 by 2 TB or kind of things. And here we can write this is as H1 of F. Okay, so this is the kind of things, or the kind of response what we are getting there. Okay, so what are the changes? So changes is here. Just let us realize the thing. Initially your requirement was like this, that you plot there minus W plus W. So that means 1 by 2 TB, 1 by 2 TB minus plus. And there the need was that your response should be like this. It will be very much selective within the durations and a very good pass band within this. And what your function here showing with this simple block diagram or simple mathematics, what you were getting? You were getting the realization of the same things in terms of some known form, because you know that filter transfer function, this type of filter transfer function is practically feasible or realizable, isn't it? Because if you allow the roll off, or the because of the kind of roll off things, you can get these things. So you are getting the transition sharply at minus 1 by 2 TB and 1 TB, but some roll off is there, some selections are there. Okay, so when you are giving these encryptions, your objectives or your needs, that becomes very much realizable in case of with the practical aspects or the practical feasibility, and the thing is giving us the kind of this form. Okay, so that is the benefit of this do-binary encoding or the do-binary coder. Okay, and if you write the this is the whole form, this is the magnitude response what we are showing. If you show you the phase response, then obviously with respect to these two changeovers, we can draw the phase response also. So what will be your phase response? Actually for cos function, this is plus pi by 2, this is minus pi by 2, and across the 0 the crossover will be there. So one is here and another is here. So this is the phase functions. If we draw it, so this is your magnitude functions H1F. So better write it is as, and this is as the phase function. Now let us check for the impulse response, because it is not only that the things which is realizable in case of the frequency that will serve your purpose. With the both aspect, that means both from the time domain and frequency domain, you have to check the things. And what was their problem? Their problem was, as your need was because of this box function, so its corresponding function was seeing function, if you can remember the thing. And for seeing t, the decaying function was proportional to 1 by t. So if t is not sufficiently high, if t is sufficient high, that means after going a very long sequence, then your 1 by t that becomes the negligible factor. But if your t is not very high, suppose your t value is very close to the initial value or the initial cases, then your 1 by t is not very high. Because when a fraction becomes appreciable if the denominator is low. So for the low t value, so that means, just if we can remember, you have to be very much habituated with all these things. For your sinc function, this was your behavior. Okay. So that means CLT is 0. Then the next interval 1 by 2 TB, 2 by 2 TB, like this. So that means the interval, or for the t value when it is close to 0, or for the starting edges, their 1 by t is not very sufficient to give you the proper decay. So cumulative effect is still there. But somehow, if we can make this t factor is proportional to 1 by t to the power n, where n value runs from 2 to any high value, then some kind of nonlinearity, or because of the high value, you know that 1 by t square, 1 by t cube, that rate of decay will be much faster in comparison to 1 by t. And here let us see that whether that kind of any benefit or that kind of anything we are able to achieve or not. That means what kind of corrections we are getting in terms of the sinc functions as a pair of the box function. Okay. So to find these things, what we have to do? Just we have to write the impulse response for this line. We have to write the impulse response. So what is your impulse response? Just if we write this is in terms of the h with t as impulse response to small case or the lower case with the suffix 1. And what is this? H Nyquist into 1 plus H Nyquist into exponential minus j 2 pi f to b. Please try to understand the things, how we are exploring the things. Otherwise, all the things are written in the book. But if you do not know the things or the basics, that how the things are getting break up, or the things will be very much confusing at the time later. So for H Nyquist, what is the thing? For H Nyquist, already you have decided this is your criteria. H Nyquist is equal to 1 within the passband, otherwise it is 0. So that means it's a box function. And for the box function, you know the pair of functions what we can write in terms of time, that is nothing but sinc function. So when we are writing the first component, that is H Nyquist into 1, that is simply in terms of impulse response, the pair, that is a sinc function. So sinc function sine pi t by tb divided by pi t by tb. That is your sinc function, plus what is here? H Nyquist into exponential this. That means whatever the impulse response of H Nyquist, that is multiplied by this delay, because this exponential minus j 2 pi ftb, that is written for the transfer function of the delaying block. You know that the transfer function of the delaying block we write in this way. And your H Nyquist is 1. So that means each pair is again a sinc function, but a sinc function with the delay of TB unit. So what we will write here? Here we will write the repetition of the sinc function with the delay. So what we will write? Sine of pi t minus TB divided by TB divided by pi t minus TB divided by TB. So this is the sum of these two functions. And from these functions, anyone can understand that here the things or the benefits what we will go as we will get as a sum of the two sinc function, that will be nothing but the decaying factor will come in terms of square, because just if you simplify this with the LCM or the kind of things, you will get these things. Before that, let us do this simplification over this one. This one let us copy as usual, by t by tb, plus let us copy this one, sine of pi t minus tb. So sine of pi t minus tb, that we can write as a what we can write, sine of 2 into 90 degree minus theta. So if we can do this, then this function will come up as minus sine of pi t by tb divided by the denominator will be as usual like this. So now take the LCM of these two. If we take the LCM of these two, then what you will get? You will get pi t into pi of t minus tb. Okay, this tb will go upward, this one. So just if you write sine of pi t by tb, then this is the combination of these two. So what we can write, pi t minus pi tb minus pi tb minus pi t. This is the thing. So these get cancelled out, and if we simplify this whole one, then how much it is? tb. This pi will be cancelled out with this denominator. So one pi will be in the denominator, another pi will be cancelled by this one. tb will get square. This will be as usual. And to accommodate the negative sign, we can write this as pi of tb minus t. Are you getting my point? So what the things, tb square, this pi is get cancelled with this one. Negatives, let us copy the numerator, pi t by tb. This is at the numerator. What is the denominator? Your denominator is 1 pi will be till there. Absorb the negative sign, tb minus t. That is the thing, and this t is there. This t. So this is the form. Okay. And what this form is giving us. So one thing is very clear, that you are getting an 1 by t square kind of things. So this impulse response, if we plot this impulse response, it has two clearly visible sampling instant, and the thing is that it is not only the sync pulses. So the thing is, sync pulses have a wide broadening. So that means it is not only selected over the zero instant, it has a broadening, or it has a partial effect up to the tb duration. Then the kind of the distinguishable or the visible kind of crossovers or the kind of things. And the response to this function is spreaded over more than one signaling interval. So just let us plot this and see that what kind of benefits we have obtained because of this simple math. 0, let us indicate this is your plus tb, with this is your minus tb, this is 2 tb, 3 tb. Just we will plot that things, okay? Minus 2 tb, minus 3 tb kind of things. So here, this is your pick selections of the things, and it is tb shifted. So the thing will be partially included up to these things. So it is spreaded over the partially up to this tb interval. Then with this, okay. So the benefits what we are obtaining from here, that is spreading over 2 durations. Instead of a single one, what was your sync function here? That was within this. And here was the crossover. So same thing we are getting, that holding up to the tb, then the crossover is there. And the crossover, what it is coming, that is coming with the not only with the t, it is coming with the t square, pi t tb minus t. So it is coming with the t square effect. This is the first one. And second is decaying function is coming with 1 by t square. So irrespective value of the t, whether t is small value or big value, when we get 1 by t square, small t, when we take square, it will be bigger. So obviously 1 by very big denominator means your decaying factor is very good. So it gets a very sharp decay or the kind of things. So that is the benefit of this DOE binary encoder, that the need of realizations within the domain that we are obtaining with this cost cycle which is very much practically matching or practically feasible. Similarly, the requirement for the sinc function, that also becomes feasible, and that also get the broadening effect kind these things. So now the thing is that what is the mathematics or what the encryptions you are doing here, you have to recover this. Otherwise, if the thing is get collected or thing is get extracted or weighted with this broadening effect, that will not be and proper detections. Again, the chances of erroneous detections will be there. So we have to decode the things. And when we decode the things, the kind of things what we need, that need is we have to realize from here. Ck is equal to ak plus ak minus 1. So actually you have to estimate ak for every interval at the extraction. Let us denote it is at the extraction, then it will be helpful for you. You should be habituated with all these things. At the receiver, we do these two steps for the binary pulse transfer. So what is the thing? The thing is AK, that is the estimated AK, that is what? CK minus AK minus 1. Why I am using here the cap? Cap means the estimated, isn't it? CK actually you are collecting from the channel. So CK is the physical parameters what you are getting, and based on the CK, you have to apply this math, or you have to apply this decoder at the front end of the receiver, so that you can get these things, isn't it? So as the thing is there, so here the thing is, need is whatever the previous instant AK, that you have to preserve here. Otherwise, the calculations for this one, that will not be possible. Okay. So if somehow CK we can receive without error, then for every sequences, your AK minus 1, that will be also error free. But somehow at any instant, because of some randomness or because of some problems, it may happen that your AK minus 1, that means at particular at this moment, suppose what you are detecting, that thing is not purely detected. Suppose at this instant your AK is not purely detected, then what will be the problem? This AK will be treated as AK minus 1 for the next instant. For the k plus 1th instant, the kth instant outcome will be treated as k minus 1th instant, and that will be subtracted from the ck. Then your k plus 1th instant ak plus 1, that will be detected. So if somehow the current estimate that is not proper, if it is erroneous, then ak minus 1 for the next instant, that will be erroneous. And as this is get feedback, because of the erroneous feedback, you can get an erroneous detections for a long sequence or for a particular length of the sequence. So that kind of problem is still here, what we are getting from this one, and we can remove also these problems, but we have to understand that what is the problem and what is the at the receiver current estimate is AK cap is erroneous, then that erroneous outcome would be feedback to estimate the k plus 1th, k plus 2th, etc. And there is a chance of getting propagation error. So that is the problem of simple math. Now we have to take care of these two also. So what is the take caring of these two? Take caring of these two is before using of this dual binary encoder, let us use an an precoder which will decide the outcome of the BK that will be converted into AK. Then in the mathematics what you are doing. Okay. So to get rid of this problem, let us introduce a precoder. And coder means the kind of mathematics or the kind of circuital adjustment what we are doing here. And what is that precoder? That precoder will take an outcome like this. dk is equal to bk XOR dk minus 1. So that is the things what we are doing to establish more correlation so that we can get free of this one, because here the thing becomes still now some uncorrelated, isn't it? Somehow if AK become erroneous, then your next instant that will be error, then that will be error. So it may sustain for a long one. So to remove that things, that means to make it more correlated. So what we are doing, initially, before feeding it to the pulse amplitude modulator, we are making some more correlations with these XOR operations. And what it becomes, decay is equal to 1 if either or is 1, and decay is equal to 0 if both of them are 1 or 0 or kind of these things. Okay. So if we apply these things to this pulse amplitude modulator, then as per your thing, your AK is equal to plus minus 1. And let us define then CK. What is CK? CK is equal to AK plus AK minus 1. Okay. Then what is the level of the CK? Again, CK will be the level of 3. 0, plus 2 and minus 2. But please let us check that what kind of CK here we can produce if we use the precoder. Can anyone say? A very simple and very interesting math. Please. These are the steps. Your decay is the XOR of these two. Okay. So decay is equal to 1, only either of is 1. Otherwise, in all state it is 0. Then you are getting the AK, then you are getting the CK. So please say that what are the levels of the CK. Obviously, the combination is 0 plus 2 minus 2. But that becomes very much, dedicated. Please. Anyone? Anyone?
ম্যাথ বলতে কি ব্লক ডায়াগ্রাম নাকি কোনো ফর্মুলা?
ব্লক ডায়াগ্রাম না, এইটা জিজ্ঞেস করছি তোমাকে, এইটা কি হবে? এটাই তো ম্যাথ। ম্যাথ বলতে ব্লক ডায়াগ্রাম কেন বোঝাবে? ব্লক ডায়াগ্রাম হচ্ছে এটাকে রিয়েলাইজ করার জন্য। এটা কত দাঁড়াবে এটাই তো জিজ্ঞেস করেছি আমি। আমরা তো কিছু চেঞ্জ করিনি, জাস্ট একটা প্রিকোডারকে ইনক্লুড করেছি। তার মানে একটা বেসিক অপারেশনকে ইনক্লুড করেছি, দেন এ কে, দেন সি কে। ফার্স্ট এই স্টেপটা করেছি, তারপরে এটা, তারপরে এটা। নাও মাই কোয়েশ্চেন ইজ দ্যাট হোয়াট ইজ দ্য আউটকাম অফ সি কে? You know the outcome of the CK without the use of this as this, isn't it? এখন এইটা এক্সট্রা করছো, তো CK কত? Maximum near to 30 or 28 students are there, so please.
ম্যাম 1
কেউ বলতে পারছো না? বলো বলো।
ম্যাম 1 হবে।
আন্দাজে বলছো কেন? তুমি এটা করতে পারছো না? এটা একের ভ্যালু কত? একের ভ্যালু কি কি আসে? প্লাস মাইনাস 1। বিকে যদি ডিকে 1 হয় তাহলে একের ভ্যালু +1, যদি ডিকে 0 হয় তাহলে একের ভ্যালু -1। এই তো হিসেব। এটা +1 যদি ডিকে 1 হয়, আর এটা -1 যদি ডিকে 0 হয়। আমি তো 1 0 বাইরে কোনো কম্বিনেশনই নেই, এন্ড 1 0 এই সিকোয়েন্সটা এই সামটাকে ফলো করছে। এবার তাহলে বলো কত? খুব সিম্পল। এটা মানে পড়ার জন্য বি পড়তে হবে বা কিছু করতে হবে না, একদম খুব সিম্পল ট্রিক। বেরোলো না? দেখো তো এটা হয় কিনা। CK is equal to 0 আমি বলছি, তুমি দেখো তো চেক করে। If BK is equal to 1 আর is equal to +-2,
BK is equal to 0.
ভেরি গুড। এবার এটা হচ্ছে কিনা দেখবে। আমরা তো পরে এটাকে কমপ্লিট করে ফেলবো। একটা সিকোয়েন্স নাও, একটা সিকোয়েন্স নাও বিকে, যেটা হচ্ছে এরকম 0 0 1 0 1 1 0, আমরা সিকোয়েন্স বিকে। ঠিক আছে, এর উপরে আমরা we will do the precoder math, then the amplitude detection of these things and the CK. ওকে, তো বিকে এর পরে আমরা কি করব? বিকে কে আমরা কি করছি? we are doing it is some precoder and the outcome of the precoder is DK. ওকে, তো DK এর সামটা কি দেখো তো? BK XOR DK -1. So for the first one you need one defined sequence, isn't it? বুঝতে পারছো?
হুম
Yes, ma'am.
ডিকে থেকে আমরা কি করব? ফার্স্ট হচ্ছে ডিকে তে কনভার্ট করব। তো ডিকে তে কনভার্ট করতে গেলে তোমার এইটা লাগবে ডিকে -1। তো যেটা ফার্স্ট বিট, তার জন্য তোমার তো একটা প্রিবিট লাগবে। তো প্রিবিট থেকে ধরে নাও 1। ওকে, এন্ড ডু দ্য ম্যাথ প্লিজ। ধরে নিলাম আমরা প্রিবিটটা 1, মানে ফার্স্ট বিটের জন্য প্রিবিটটা 1। ওয়ান্স আমরা ফার্স্ট বিটের জন্য করে নেবো, তারপরে নেক্সট হয়তো আমরা পরেরটাকে করবো। পরের বিটটা কত হবে বলো তো? এটা কত হবে?
1
101। নেক্সট
0
নেক্সট এটা কত হবে?
1 1
1 ই তো হবে।
কে 0 বলছো বলো তো? কি অবস্থা তার! এই 1 1, হ্যাঁ এটা 0,
0
হ্যাঁ 0 0
0
0 1
1
1
1 1 0 0 0 0। দেখো একটুখানি করো আমার সাথে, করলে দেখবে ভালো লাগবে এটা। এবার হচ্ছে তুমি এটাকে কিসে করবে? একেতে কনভার্ট করবে, কারণ তোমার সার্কিট ইলেকট্রিক্যাল সার্কিট তো 1 0 চেনে না, ওকে ভোল্টেজ আইডেন্টিফিকেশন দিতে হয়। তো ভোল্টেজ আইডেন্টিফিকেশন দিলে তুমি পালস অ্যামপ্লিটিউড মডুলেটর দিয়ে দিচ্ছ। তাহলে তোমার 1 থাকলে কি নেবে? +1। 1 থাকলে কি নেবে? +1 +1। এটা -1
-1
এটা -1
-1 +1
+1 -1। ভেরি গুড। এবার সিকে করো, আর আমি বলবো না, এবার তোমরা করো, করে দেখো বুঝতে পারলে কিনা। সিকেটা করো। সিকে কত হবে? সিকে ইজ ইকুয়াল টু কি? সামটাতে এসো।
একে প্লাস
সিকে ইজ ইকুয়াল
একে
টু
মাইনাস।
একে প্লাস একে মান, তার মানে তোমার এইখান থেকে সিকোয়েন্স ছিল, এটা তো প্রি।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ
ঠিক,
একটার পর থেকে।
তার মানে এইখান থেকে স্টার্ট হবে, ভুল করবে না,
Plus two.
এইখান থেকে স্টার্ট হবে না, এগুলো প্রি। তাহলে সিকে স্টার্ট হবে হচ্ছে এইখান থেকে। টুকটুক করে বসিয়ে যাও তো চটপট করে, কত হচ্ছে দেখো তো। এটাই এইটা,
Plus two.
এটা এইটা, পরপর করে যাও, দিয়ে আমাকে এরপর এইখানে এসে আমাকে বলবে। এটা পুরোটা কমপ্লিট করো, আমি আর কপি করছি না, তোমরা করো।
Ma'am, it will be 220.
কত হচ্ছে? আমাকে
220
কনক্লুশন বলবে, ঠিক আছে? কনক্লুশনে আমি কি লিখবো, এটা লিখতে পারি? তুমি পেয়েছো কি এরকম?
Yes, ma'am.
হ্যাঁ
Yes, ma'am.
ঠিক তো? এবার ভালো লাগছে? বিকে যদি 0 হয় তাহলে কিন্তু তোমার সিকে লেভেলটা +-2 হবে,
ইয়েস
আর
ma'am.
বিকে যদি 1
Yes,
হয়
ma'am.
অলওয়েজ সিকে 0 হবে।
0.
তাহলে তোমার এই যে প্রবলেমটা, ওই যে কি বলে লং চেন প্রপাগেশন এরার, সেই প্রবলেমটা দেখো রিমুভড। কারণ তোমার মড অফ সিকে, তোমার থ্রেশহোল্ড ডিভাইস যেটা, এইখানটায় চলে যাও। আমাদের তো মুশকিল হচ্ছিল এইখানটাতে, এইখানটায় এই থ্রেশহোল্ড ডিভাইসের জায়গাতে কি হয়ে যাচ্ছে, ইফ ইউর মড অফ সিকে ইজ লেস দ্যান 1 then bk is 1, if mod of ck is greater than 1 then bk is 0, হচ্ছে তো? তাহলে আমাকে
ma'am.
এইটার উপর ডিপেন্ড করতে হচ্ছে না, we need not to depend on this sum, এই যে এইটা our receiving criteria that becomes independent of this one. If mod of ck is greater than 1 তাহলে bk 0, if mod of ck is less than 1 then bk হচ্ছে 1। তার মানে একটা আনকোরিলেটেড সিকোয়েন্স থেকে আমরা স্প্রেডিং করেছি। স্প্রেডিং করলে কি হচ্ছে দেখো, অটোমেটিক্যালি ইট ইজ স্প্রেডেড আউট। স্প্রেডেড আউট করলে all the kind of psi, all the kind of broadening that will be within this, and when we decode the things, then also we make the sequence independent of the ak minus 1 by considering one precoder, and just draw the precoder. So তোমার দেখতে স্কিমটা এরকম হবে, এইটা তোমার বিকে। সো ইনিশিয়ালি বিকে ডাইরেক্টলি একেতে যাওয়ার আগে এখানে একটা ম্যাথ হবে, সেই ম্যাথটা কি, একটা জর অপারেশন, এইটা। কারণ তোমার ম্যাথটা দেখো কি লেখা আছে, ডিকে ইজ ইকুয়াল টু বিকে এক্সর ডিকে মাইনাস 1, সেই জন্য এরকম। তাহলে এইটা হচ্ছে তোমার বিকে ডাইরেক্ট লাইনটা, আর এই লাইনটা হচ্ছে ডিকে মাইনাস 1, এইটা হয়ে গেল ডিকে। তার মানে তোমার somehow bk becomes correlated with the help of this precoder. So this is your precoder. Then PAM block will be there. After PAM, it becomes AK. Then dual binary encoder. মানে এই ব্লকটা, এইটা। তো এখানে আমি এটাকে কনক্লুড করার জন্য এটা থেকে বেরোলে আমি বলবো সিকে, তারপরে হচ্ছে এইচ নাইকুইস্টেফ, তারপরে হচ্ছে তোমার এক্সট্রাকশন and threshold. And what is the criteria for the threshold extraction হচ্ছে at every t is equal to ktb, because tb is your bit duration. And for threshold the thing is if your mod of ck is less than 1 then bk is equal to 1, if mod of ck is greater than 1 bk is 0. That is your threshold criteria, and you can do this. Okay. So this is the things what we are getting in terms of this dual binary encoder, but still some problem is there. What is the problem? The problem is this kind of transfer function. Here what you can see that at the zero frequency, you are getting some transfer function, which is not feasible. Okay. So that means if we plot this, then the total distributions of this one, it has a non-zero value at the origin. And this is a very undesirable function for the kind of channels or the kind of things, because no channel can transmit the DC component. Some frequency should be there. It cannot transmit the DC component. So if your channel is multiplied with this kind of transfer function, or if your channel compose this kind of transfer function, then that is not physically realizable. So the way out we can realize that somehow if we use some encryption method that take care of the broadening effect, that gives us the keys, even with the help of the precoder, we can establish the uncorrelated sequence into a correlated sequence. All these things can establish. But the problem is this type of transfer function, where geo is included within the band. And this transfer function is for what? For the channel. You know, any channel have no transfer function, not this kind of transfer function which is independent of frequency. That means which can transmit some DC component. This is not practically feasible, or this cannot be happen. If you go for the single state where that has also some components. If you go for the coaxial, then it has also some things, frequency information. So every channel, or rather, we distinguish the channel in terms of the spectrum. Whatever you think about the selling of the spectrum or the allocation of the spectrum, so that means the allocation of the channel, isn't it? That is the purpose. We sell the spectrum to allocate the channel. So no communication channel can carry the DC component. So what we have to do, we have to take care of this mathematics in such a way so that this can exclude this zero value. It may be extended up to a low frequency value, but this should not include the zero value. So that things we have to take care. So let us consider for this one. So we have to exclude it. And that we do with the help of the modified dual binary. And what is the modified dual binary encoder? Just the slight changes in the mathematics. CK is equal to AK minus AK minus 2. Now, instead of single delay, we have to use the double delay unit and change up the mixing techniques also. There we consider Ck is equal to Ak plus Ak minus 1, but here the kind of mixing is like this. And here also, to get rid of that problem, because when you will detect Ak, then Ak is equal to Ck K minus 2. So that means it is very much dependent on this this product, which is already detected at the before K minus 2th instant. So as this is dependent on this also, so to take care of this problem, here also we use some precoder. Okay, and actually if we draw the total things, then it will look like this. Very simple. Just what you have done in the previous one, same things here we will do. This is your XOR. So as your nature of sum is with K minus 2, so here also the XOR operations what we are considering, that is of 2 TB duration. So 2 TB. So this is your dk minus 2. So dk is equal to bk XOR dk minus 2. And precoder we need, as you have seen that precoder we need to remove the problem, that dependency of this one, so that Ck can be individual, Ck can be isolatedly can be vetted, so that it does not depend on this one. To get that things, we need the precoder. So precoder already we have introduced into the channel. Your outcome is coming as dk. Then the PAM block as usual to give the voltage marks. This is then the modified dual binary encoder. And in the modified dual binary encoder, what are the changes? The changes is in the nature of the mixing. That is, instead of getting the sum of two components, here we are taking the plus minus combination with this amount of delay. So here we will introduce two paths. One is direct path, another is the delayed path, and that amount of delay is 2 TB. While it is 2 TB, that becomes clear very much just to shift this thing. Just to shift these things. That means so that it can exclude the 0 point and can contain the next broadening or the next effect. Plus, this is your minus combination, plus minus combination, this is plus, this is your minus combination, this is your Ck. Then your H Nyquist step as usual, because we are not changing over this, just we have used this modified dual binary encoder and this one. Then the two roll, that is extraction at T is equal to every TB, and the outputs, that is the weighing. Decision device. Okay. So let us find out the sum of this one. As we are using the spreading over this 2 TB, that means the kind of summations what we are taking of this one. So let us indicate this is with partial function 4 of f. Okay, just to denote the differences. And you know the role of precoder is to establish the dependence, to remove the dependence over this one at the receiver. So we make the total sequence correlated with this. So for this one, if you check this kind of things here, we will get. That means your Ck is equal to mod of Ck is equal to 1. When Bk is equal to 1, if it is less than and greater than, then it is 0. So just to get this direct, you have included this one. And actually the coding or the kind of things what we are introducing, that thing is introduced here. So let us write the transfer function. So transfer function H4f is equal to same H Nyquist f into the direct channel plus this one, as this is coming with negative sign, so we have to introduce the negative sign. Very simple. So H Nyquist f into the direct means 1. Then for this one, as it is with minus, so minus how much delay? 2 TB. So that means it will be equivalent to exponential minus j 2 into 2, 4 pi ftb. Then the rest of the part is needs the simplification, as you know, just like the previous case. So what we can do? Will you do by your own? Just break it in terms of 2. So exponential minus j 2 pi ftb. Take TB outside. Then your this component will convert it into plus j 2 pi ftb, isn't it? So just look at this third bracket term. If we divide it by 2j, multiply 2j, then this term is equivalent to sine, isn't it? So how does it will look like? It will look like 2j H Nyquist f into sine of 2 pi ftb into the delay. Isn't it? So now how do we conclude the result? Up to this, any problem?
No.
Then how do we complete the result? Again, come to this H Nyquist f. Your H Nyquist f follow the same criteria. As it is Nyquist, so it is following the same, what we have adapted here. Within the band 1, outside the band it is 0, simply. So either it will be multiplied by 1 or it will be multiplied by 0. So if it is within the band, then it is multiplied by 1. Okay, so then your H4f that is equal to simply 2j into 1 sine of 2 pi ftb this is when it is within the band, less than equal to 1 by 2t, and is equal to 0 otherwise. Isn't it? So what kind of transfer function it is giving us? All these 2j factor, they are coming for the phase information. 2j and the exponential of this one. Just we can get the nature of the magnitude function. Just like the previous case, if we draw the magnitude function and phase function separately, then that will be much more in favor for the understanding. Okay, so how does it will look like? Anyone? Just from your common sense.
ড্যাম্পিং অসিলেটিং ফাংশনের মতন।
অসিলেটিং বললে কি করে হবে? বলো সাইন ফাংশনের মতো।
হ্যাঁ, সাইন ফাংশনের।
আগেরটাও তো কস ছিল, তার মানে কি অসিলেটিং ফাংশন বলবো? কসের মতো দেখতে। বেসিক ডিফারেন্সটা কথা, আমি এই উত্তরটা তোমাদের মুখ থেকে শুনতে চাইছি। একদম সাইন কসের বেসিক ডিফারেন্সটা কোথায় বলো তো? সব ভুলে যাও, এই 2j এগুলো সব ভুলে যাও। সাইন কসের বেসিক ডিফারেন্সটা কোথায় বলো?
ফেজের ডিফারেন্স।
আবার অত বড় বড় কথা বলতে হবে না, একদম ছোটবেলায় যেটা শিখেছিলে প্রথম সাইন কসের বেসিক ডিফারেন্স, সেটা বলো ম্যাগনিটিউড দিয়ে। at 0 cos 1 হয়, sin 0 হয়, এইটুকু
হ্যাঁ,
শুনতে চাইছি তোমাদের মুখ থেকে। তাহলে তাহলে জিরোতে যদি সাইন 0 হয়, তাহলে আমার এই যে সমস্যাটা, এই সমস্যাটা কিসের জন্য এসেছিল? এই প্রবলেমটা এসেছিল এই কারণে যে নেচার অফ ফাংশনটা কস, কস কিন্তু 0-তে 1 হয়, ম্যাক্সিমাম হয়, এটা আমাদের ছোটবেলা থেকে জানি আমরা। তো কস যেহেতু 0-তে 1 হয়, তাই জন্য 1 এও পিক দেখাচ্ছে, এই 0-তেও পিক দেখাচ্ছে। কিন্তু কোনো ট্রান্সমিশন চ্যানেল বা কোনো চ্যানেলই মানে জিরো স্পেকট্রাম এরকম হয় না, একটা তার ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি রেঞ্জ থাকে, সেটা লোয়ার রেঞ্জ হতে পারে, আপার হতে পারে, মিডল হতে পারে, যা খুশি হতে পারে। সো এই ধরনের ট্রান্সফার ফাংশন দিয়ে তুমি চ্যানেলে কাজ করাতে পারবে না। এটা তোমার একটা ম্যাথমেটিক্যাল মডেল হয়েছে, অল দিস থিংস আর ভেরি গুড, কিন্তু এটা দিয়ে যখনই অ্যাপ্লিকেবল টু চ্যানেল করবে, তখনই প্রবলেম হচ্ছে যে পিক ভ্যালুটা অ্যাট 0-তে 1 হয়ে গেছে। এবার এটাকে আমরা কি করলাম, নেচার অফ ম্যাথটাকে স্লাইড চেঞ্জ করে দিলাম। চেঞ্জ করে দেওয়াতে তোমার ফাংশনের নেচারটা হয়ে গেছে সাইন। সাইন কিন্তু 0-তে 0। তাহলে আমি যদি এরকম একটা ফাংশনকে এই সাইন 2πf টিভি, তার মানে সাইনের যে আমাকে বললে অসিলেটিং ফাংশন, তার কথা অনুযায়ী আমি যদি ম্যাগনিটিউড ফাংশনটা আঁকি, তাহলে কি পাবো? এরকম দুটো পিক পাবো, পাবো তো, এক্সক্লুডিং দি জিরো ভ্যালু।
হ্যাঁ,
যে বললে অসিলেটিং ফাংশন, তার জন্য আমি এটা আঁকছি। দেখো, এটা হচ্ছে আমার 0, এইটা ধরলাম আমার 1/2 টিবি পয়েন্ট, আর এইটা ধরলাম আমার -1/2 টিবি পয়েন্ট। আর এই যেহেতু মিডলে তাহলে কত থাকবে? -1/4 টিবি, এরও মিডলে থাকবে 1/4 টিবি। আশা করি বুঝতে অসুবিধা হচ্ছে না। তো ম্যাগনিটিউড ফাংশনটা কেমন দেখতে হবে? এই আঁকাটা খুব একটা ভদ্রস্থ হলো না, তোমরা ভালো করে আঁকো, এরকম দেখতে হবে তো, যার পিক ভ্যালুটা হচ্ছে 2। যেগুলো ফেস ফাংশন ছেড়ে দাও, আমরা তো এখানে ম্যাগনিটিউড ফাংশন আঁকছি, তার মানে h4f, এইটা। তাহলে এই ফাংশনটা কি? এই ফাংশনটা কিন্তু চ্যানেলের ক্ষেত্রে অ্যাপ্লিকেবল, এন্ড ব্রডেনিং ইজ অলসো দেয়ার। দেখো, এই যে পার্সিয়াল স্প্লিটিং হয়ে আছে এপাশে, এন্ড এটাকে যদি আমি এর সঙ্গে পুরোটা দিয়ে ফেজটাকে ডিফারেন্ট করে করি, তাহলে ফেজটা কি আসবে? এইটা তোমার 0th স্কেল, এইটা তোমার মিডল অর্ডার ভ্যালু, এইটা তোমার এন্ড ভ্যালু। সিমিলারলি এটা মিডল অর্ডার ভ্যালু, মানে যেখান থেকে চেঞ্জটা দেখাবে, এটা তোমার এই ভ্যালু। এটা উপরে +π/2, এটা হচ্ছে -π/2। এই যে ফ্যাক্টরটা, এই ফ্যাক্টরটার জন্য কি আসবে? এইখান থেকে এরকম আসবে। আবার এই ফ্যাক্টরটার জন্য কি আসবে? ঠিক আছে, বেশ। This is the phase information, and the things what we want to achieve, that thing is clear. You have already included precoder, so correlation নিয়ে কোনো problem নেই। Now just things which is till now remain there, that what the effect your impulse response, and your impulse response is nothing but, চট করে এটা করে ফেলে তো কত হবে? এই যে h nyquist f into 1 এর ইম্পালস মানে কত? সিঙ্ক ফাংশন। আবার h nyquist f into এইটা এর ইম্পালস মানে কত? আবার একটা সিঙ্ক ফাংশন যেটা 2 টিবি দূরে আছে। তাহলে আমি লিখে দিই, এটা তোমরা করো, sin πt/tv, মাঝের গ্যাপটা কি আছে? নেগেটিভ সাইন আছে, সো এখানে একটা নেগেটিভ সাইন হবে। এবার sin πt - 2tb, কারণ এটা 2 টিবি ডিলে আছে, ডিভাইডেড বাই πt - 2tb ডিভাইডেড বাই টিবি। এই হচ্ছে তোমার স্টোরি। এবার এই স্টোরি থেকে এটাতে নিয়ে এসো, sin of πt/tb ডিভাইডেড বাই πt/tb। এটা সাইন পাই আছে, তাহলে মাইনাস, আর এখানকার মাইনাস মিলে প্লাস তাহলে সাইন pi t by tv divided by pi t minus 2 tv by tv। এবার তোমরা বলো কত হবে, ফাংশনটা বলো কত হবে, and you have to draw this also please, we have not much more time, চটপট বলো, সিম্পলিফাই করে নাও। হলো? কই বার করলে চটপট? বার করতে পারছো না, চুপ করে বসে থাকবে না।
করছি না।
করো। হয়েছে? ঘুমিয়ে গেলে নাকি গো?
tv square sin pi t by
2t
বলো বলো।
ম্যাম tv square into
2tv
কত এসছে
square
বলো?
sin
শুধু টিভি স্কয়ার এসছে?
2tv square
sin pi t by
ঠিক।
and
আর নিচে নেগেটিভ সাইন অ্যাবজর্ব করে দিয়ে পাই টি 2 টিভি মাইনাস টি,
2tv
তাই তো?
minus t. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
আচ্ছা, তা এটাকে আঁকলে কেমন দেখাবে বলো তো? আগেরটাতে কি দেখিয়েছে? দুটো ডিস্টিংগুইশেবল, দুটো নোটিশেবল একদম ইয়ে দেখিয়েছে, কোথায় গেল? ওই দেখো, ব্রডেনিং ছিল 0 থেকে টিভি, তারপরে এই গ্যাপটা দেখেছি। এটার ক্ষেত্রে কি হবে? এটার ক্ষেত্রে কি হবে? দেখো তিনটে দেখাবে, তিনটে লেভেল দেখাবে, আর গ্যাপটা হবে টোটাল 2 টিভি। দেখো তো এরকম হবে কিনা। জিরো টিভি, 2 টিভি, 3 টিভি, একটা তো এইটা, ঠিক আছে? and unlike the আগের ফাংশনে তোমার কি ছিল, cos 0 তে 1 হওয়ার জন্য 0 থেকে টিবি পর্যন্ত ধরে তারপর অল্টারেশন ছিল। এবার দেখো অ্যাজ ইউজুয়াল যেমন তোমার থাকে, এই একটা, এরপর হচ্ছে এটাকে বুঝতে পারলে কি এটা? তিনটে ভ্যালু কিন্তু দেখো, 0 টিবি 2 টিবি, তারপর এখানে অল্টারেশন আছে, এদিকে হচ্ছে টিবি অনওয়ার্ড, এদিকে হচ্ছে এটা। এই দেখো 0 থেকে 2 টিবি পর্যন্ত এই এতটা হচ্ছে হোল্ডিং টাইম। আগেরটা কি ছিল, 0 থেকে টিবি পর্যন্ত ছিল, তারপরে তোমার ক্রস ওভার ছিল। এটা হচ্ছে তোমার 0 থেকে 2 টিবি, কারণ তোমার গ্যাপটাই তো নিয়েছো তুমি 2 টিবি, এই যে। বাট যেটা আমি এখানে এনজয় করতে পারছি সেটা হচ্ছে আমার ট্রান্সফার ফাংশনটা সাইন নেচার। সাইন নেচার মানে হচ্ছে জিরো এক্সক্লুড, সাইন ফাংশন কোনোদিন জিরোতে ভ্যালু দেয় না। সো মানে commercial channel whatever the nature, it is getting very much matched with that one, and your impulse response that also having the 3 distinguishable value at 0, at TB, at 2 TB, 0 te +1, 2 TB te -1, TB te cross, then the decaying, and the decaying is also proportional to 1 by t square. So 1 by t square এর আমাদের সুবিধা কি হয়, for small t also we get the larger decay value. So that means very quick it diminishes, the tail effect get lost. So that the things what we are enjoying from this modified Go binary encoder and the kind of these things. Okay. So this is all about that what we are considering under this one, under this correlative level encoding. Another part is there that is also known as the raised cosine. So raised cosine is nothing but the matching of the objective with some defined function, and as per the mathematics it matches with the raised cosine factor. So this is known as the raised cosine spectrum. So for the raised cosine spectrum, just I am writing the things. In the next class we will elaborately consider the thing. So for this, same idea, just we will allow some excess bandwidth to devise our need. So here what we are doing, we are segmenting the total PF in terms of some parts. So what are the parts? Let me write this, then it will be very clear to you. This is equal to 1 by 2W, where minus W is less than equal to F, less than equal to W. So that means to achieve this criteria with the passband domain like this one, what we are doing, we are extending our band from W is equal to RB by 2 to an adjustable value up to or within W and 2W. কি লিখলাম এখানে, যেটা আমাদের সাব ট্রানজিশনটা এইখানে দরকার হচ্ছিল, আমরা অ্যাচিভ করতে পারছিলাম না বিকজ অফ প্র্যাকটিক্যাল ফিজিবিলিটি। তো তার জন্য আমরা কি করছি, অ্যাকোমোডেশনটাকে ডাব্লিউর বাইরে আরেকটা যদি এক্সট্রা আমরা নিই, তাহলে ডাব্লিউর বাইরে either puro 2W অবধি or in between some intermediate point অবধি we are taking some excess bandwidth so that we can accommodate the roll-off and can be very close to the Nyquist criteria. So ideal Nyquist criteria যেটা আছে minimum rate W is equal to RB by 2, সেখান থেকে আমাদের ওইটা ওভারঅল এক্সেস ব্যান্ডউইথটাকে আমরা ওইভাবে কনসিডার করছি। তো তার জন্য দেখো আমাদের তিনটে পার্ট আছে, P of F, P of F minus 2W, P of F plus 2W. If we take the all sum, it will be just equal to 1 by 2W. So in this way we are devising our requirement. So এই জন্য PF টাকে আমরা লিখতে পারছি এরকম ভাবে, দেখো P of F is equal to 1 by 2W যখন frequency 0 is less than F1. F1 হচ্ছে আমার ইন্টারমিডিয়েট ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি, যে ফ্রিকোয়েন্সিটা W আর 2W মাঝে কোনো একটা ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি ভ্যালু। এবার কত তাড়াতাড়ি রোল অফ করছে বা কত স্লো রোল অফ করছে তার উপরে ডিপেন্ড করবে F1 ভ্যালুটা 2W এর কাছে না F1 ভ্যালুটা W এর কাছে, বুঝছে? এন্ড দ্য মিডল ওয়ান, মিডল অর্ডারের জন্য দেখো কি, ফর দ্য মিডল অর্ডার যেহেতু আমরা টোটাল এক্সপ্যানশনটা আপ টু 2W নিতে পারি, 2 into 2W, and this becomes 4W, 1 minus এই জায়গাটা হচ্ছে কোসাইন রে স্পেকট্রামের স্টোরি, F minus W divided by 2W minus 2F1. এটা হচ্ছে কতদূর এক্সটেন্ডেড, যখন F1 less than equal to F less than equal to 2W minus F1. তাহলে বুঝতে পারছো যখন 0 থেকে F1 এর মধ্যে তখন হচ্ছে পাস ব্যান্ড, F1 থেকে 2W minus F1 পর্যন্ত তখন হচ্ছে roll off. You are getting from this one that this is a kind of roll off for the kind of these things, and is equal to 0 when mod of F is greater than equal to 2W minus F1. So this is a total breakup. Okay, so either we can obtain our requirement in terms of part serialization. Here we are doing the things in terms of part serialization, and in the previous case we are using some encryption, and that with the help of the encryptions we have tried to accommodate the dispersion phenomena. Okay, so next class that means next আমরা যেদিন নেব সেদিন আমরা এইটার কি এফেক্ট পাচ্ছি, that means how does your transfer function will look like instead of this one, or impulse response, that things we will see and go to the next portion. Okay, so up to this, any query, any confusion? I think so many confusions are there, but you are not trying to clear all these things. I do not know what we'll do with all these confusions.
Ma'am, I have one question.
বলো, আমি কিছু শুনতে পাচ্ছি না, তোমার ভিতর আওয়াজ আসছে, বলো কি?
Ma'am, so when we were writing the BK and AK values to be dependent on the one previous value, then we were getting for two different kind of ordering of inputs, we were getting single values. So wouldn't that cause problem while trying to decode the signal?
You are trying to say something that you are using two frequency values like these things. Your mic is getting very disturbed.
No, I'm saying
Please
that
repeat.
when we were taking the big values AK and A plus AK minus 1, and we were trying to
For which, for this raised cosine spectrum?
no ma'am, the previous one, when we were taking the big values.
Your mic is giving so disturbances, it is giving a humming sound.
Ma'am, I will
So
ask.
just will you share this by writing in WhatsApp?
Okay ma'am, I will ask you later on through CR.
Okay, you please send your, because you're trying to say something but I cannot get your voice because of the cracking sound. You just send it to the WhatsApp, then I will get the things that what you want to discuss or what is your point of raise. Any other questions? Any other? If no, then we can leave. But you, I do not know what is your name. You just send your query through WhatsApp, then I will try to understand that what you are trying to say. Okay.